Hello and welcome to episode 20 of the Terry Koss Show, a wrestling podcast. I'm your host, Terry Koss, and this week I'll be taking a look at the first round of the Mae Young Classic. Now, the Mae Young Classic, 32-woman tournament, of course named after the great women's wrestler Mae Young, started August 28th, from Full Sail University. Jim Ross and Leader are commentators. Here's episode 1. Our first match pits Kaylee Ray from Scotland, best known for wrestling in ICW, versus Princesa Suhei from Mexico. This was a pretty hard-hitting match. Suhei was the striker versus Kaylee Ray, the high flyer. Suhei hit awesome Code Red, only got 2. Kaylee Ray had Suhei in the Gory Special and hit her with a Gory Bomb. Suhei is able to get her into a Fujiwara armbar, taps out, advances to round 2. Our second match features Serena Deeb versus Vanessa Bourne, both from the United States. Serena Deeb, former member of the Straight Edge Society with CM Punk and Luke Gallows. Deeb really not showing a whole lot of ring rust here. I can't remember. I don't know when the last time was she wrestled, but that withstanding. Bourne hit an awesome swinging neckbreaker. Serena ends up winning the match with a spear to go on to the next round. Our third match pits Shayna Baszler versus Zeta. Now, Shayna Baszler is I believe, a UFC fighter. MMA fighter, part of the Four Horsewomen of UFC with Ronda Rousey. Zeta from China. Really close match. Zeta really went toe to toe with Baszler, like submission wise. Like, it was pretty unbelievable. Baszler ends up winning the match with a rear naked choke to advance to round 2. Our main event of episode 1 features Abby Laith versus Jazzy Gabbert. Laith from the United States versus Gabbert from Germany. Abby Laith, the former Chikara Grand Champion. Gabbert, formerly known as the Alpha Female in TNA. Gabbert has a strength advantage. Laith, of course, has the speed. Really hard-hitting match between these two. Back and forth, and Gabbert dominated most of the match. In the end, Abby Laith won with an alligator clutch. Episode 2 of the first round featured Mercedes Martinez versus Xia Li. Mercedes from the United States, Xia Li from China. Mercedes Martinez, of course, the veteran in this match, going up against Lee. Lee starts it off. Really good kicks, takes it to Martinez. Just her striking ability is very, very good. Really surprises Martinez right here in the first round. Gets some beautiful kicks. Hits kind of very much like a Will Ospreay kick. Mercedes gets back in the match with a spine buster and gets her in like a different form of Dragon Sleeper, makes her tap out, so she advances to round 2. Our next match features Marty Bell, representing the Dominican Republic, versus Rachel Evers. Marty Bell, of course, best known for wrestling in TNA. Rachel Evers, the daughter of Precious Paul Ellering. Paul Ellering, best known as the manager of the Road Warriors. So Rachel Evers is a second-generation wrestler. Evers has got a bit of size on Marty Bell, but Marty Bell comes out of the gate with speed. Rachel Evers with a pretty good kick, nice STO, tries for actually gets the leg drop. Marty tries to take control during the match, but it's the strength of Evers that starts to win out as she takes her to the buckle. Hits her with kicks, running senton, almost like a version of a pop-up spine buster. Gets her in the Fisherman Buster into, not really sure what it is, only got 2. Marty Bell comes back with a version of the stroke, front Russian leg sweep, only gets 2. Evers rolls up Marty Bell, gets 3, and moves on to round number 2. Our third match of the night features pits Australia's Rhea Ripley up against the United States, Miranda Salinas. Ripley, the taller of the two. Salinas probably most definitely going to have the speed in this match. Ripley starts off with a headlock. Salinas is able to reverse into her own headlock. Awesome drop kick by Ripley. Salinas takes her over, hits her with a kick. Just knock into each other. Ripley's getting pretty pissed off. Really starts taking it to Salinas. Clothesline, drop kick. Looks like a version of the broski boot. Hesitation drop kick into the corner. Kick right to the face. And side slam for the 3 count and the win. Rhea Ripley moves on to the second round. Our fourth and final match of the night features Sarah Logan versus Mia Yim. Sarah Logan, better known to people as Crazy Mary Dobson. Mia Yim, best known for being in TNA as Jade, where she is a former TNA Knockouts champion. In this match, you have Sarah Logan representing the United States from the southern part of the United States, and Mia Yim representing South Korea. So this is a very much global tournament. This to me was one of the best matches of the first round. Both came out of the gate swinging, drop kicks, clotheslines, what have you. It was just an amazing match. These two put on just an incredible match. Definitely one to watch. Yim gets Logan in the tarantula. Hits her with a top rope drop kick. Is able to get her into a guillotine choke. Logan reverses, but Yim keeps it on. Battle back and forth in the ring. Logan starts to mount an offense. Pretty nice moves. Oh, knee right to the face. Yim hits her with a German suplex, gets 2. Logan tries for Northern Lights, only gets 2. Logan tries Fisherman Buster, only gets 2. Yim with some awesome kicks, and hits her with a roundhouse kick, and moves on to the second round. Right now, let's take a look at episode 3 of the Mae Young Classic, still in the first round. We now begin episode 3 of the first... sorry, I'm getting a little mixed up here. Episode 3 of the Mae Young Classic, still in the first round. Our first match features England's Aisha Raymond up against Australia's Toni Storm. Storm has a really cool kind of a punk rock look to her. Raymond has kind of more of a gladiator type thing. Storm starts it off with a few hip attacks and just kind of knocks Raymond right down. Raymond starts to come back with a suplex, body slam, runs to the corner, but Storm starts to get the offense, hits her with a backcracker, hits her with the ropes, gets her Northern Lights throw. Raymond tries for an elbow, misses. Storm rolls her up, gets 3, and moves on to the second round. Our second match features New Zealand's Dakota Kai versus India's Kavita Devi. Kavita Devi, of course, trained by former WWE World Heavyweight Champion, the Great Khali. Devi is definitely the bigger woman in this match, having the size and the strength aspects of it. Kai, of course, coming into it with the speed. Devi really dominates most of this match. Does a kind of a cool old school Undertaker type thing with the top rope. Just, oh my gosh, he almost decimates Dakota Kai in the first 5 minutes of this match. Just showing off her sheer power, throwing her right across the ring. Looks like Dakota Kai can't get any offense going. Hits a broski boot in the corner, and was able to hit a double foot stomp, and defeats Kavita Devi to move on to the second round. Our next match features Sage Beckett, formerly known as Rosie Love in TNA, versus Bianca Belair. Belair has a really long hair, kind of uses a whip. Sage Beckett, of course, has the strength and the size in this match. Belair really going for the speed. Beckett starts off the match, really going. Belair just starts to come back with her speed. Sage hits a Bubba Bomb, only gets 2. Belair starts to use her hair as a whip, ends up spearing Sage Beckett, and moves on to the second round. Our main event of this episode features Piper Niven versus Santana Garrett. Piper Niven, best known for wrestling in ICW in Scotland under the name Viper. Santana Garrett, best known for wrestling in TNA, and is also a former NWA Women's Heavyweight Champion. So we have Piper Niven representing Scotland versus Santana Garrett from the United States. Piper Niven, a much bigger competitor than Santana Garrett is. Garrett really using her speed. Niven, of course, using her size and strength. Niven takes control early in the match. Garrett comes back with a neat defeat and a handspring elbow. And then Niven just flattens her. Garrett comes off the top rope with a Hurricanrana super kick. Only gets 2. Misses the splash. Niven hits her with a running senton and a Michinoku, it's either a Michinoku driver or Michinoku driver. And Piper Niven goes on to the next round. That, to me, one of the best matches of the first round in the tournament. Piper Niven versus Santana Garrett. Definitely, one to watch. Right now, we're going to take a look at episode 4, which I believe is the... episode 4, I believe, is the... Sorry, I'm getting a little screwed up here. Is the last episode to conclude the first round action in the Mae Young Classic. Our very first match of episode 4 of the first round pits Renee Michelle versus Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae, of course, known in the independents as a great women's wrestler, is also the wife of current NXT talent Johnny Gargano. Michelle and LeRae both possess a great amount of speed in this match. LeRae, the more well-known of the two, gets a great reaction from the crowd. Michelle comes in, and again, people don't know you that well, you're not going to get so much of a good reaction. LeRae starts it off hot with awesome strikes, arm drags, awesome dropkick from the top rope. Renee Michelle is able to come back with a couple of neck breakers and a kick. LeRae hits her with a knee and a neck breaker. Sorry. She then hits her with... tries for a moonsault, misses. Candice LeRae hits a swinging neck breaker from the top rope, known as... it's Miss LeRae's or Candice's Wild Ride. Ends up getting the 1, 2, 3 and the win, and advancing in the second round. And advancing to the second round, beating Renee Michelle. Our next match features Tenyeira Cotti from Brazil versus the United States' Lacey Evans. Cotti really starts it off. Evans tries to get some offense. Cotti gets it back. Nice Handspring there. Almost a version of a catatonic from Cody. Neck breaker by Evans. Rolls back into the pin, a little bit of a moonsault. Does handspring Bronco Buster into the corner, and then hits her with... this move is known by many, many different names, because they're actually known as Strong Zero, used by Beretta, and the Dude Buster, used by Beretta. Evans hits it on Cody and ends up winning the match and moves on to the second round. Our next match features Nicole Savoy versus Reina Gonzalez. Both coming from the United States. Gonzalez coming from Texas. Gonzalez has a very, very cool look coming into this match. Got a cowboy hat and an eye patch over one eye. Looks pretty menacing. Has the whole cowboy southern thing going on. She, of course, has the power advantage over Savoy. Savoy gets an awesome hurricanrana. Gonzalez comes back with a sidewalk slam. Definitely using her power. But it is Nicole Savoy getting Reina Gonzalez in a cross arm breaker to win the match and move on to the second round. Our final match features Japan's Kairi Sane, known as the Pirate Princess. If you see her entrance, she has she's got a whole pirate getup on. She's got the pirate wheel. It looks kind of, what can I call it here? Pirates of the Caribbean type of music. Very, very cool, up against Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard, of course, is the daughter of WWE Hall of Famer, Four Horsemen member, former NWA United States Tag Team and WWE Tag Team Champion, Tully Blanchard. Sane, of course, has the speed going into this match and is probably the most heavily favorited to win. Blanchard, of course, has the strength, hits her with an awesome lung blower from the middle rope. Sane starts to get back some offense, hits her with a spear, running elbow to the corner, and is able to nail her from the top rope, only gets 2. Blanchard, drop kick to the second rope, only gets 2. Comes back with a short arm clothesline, Saito suplex. Tries for the senton on the top rope, gets it, only gets 2. Kairi Sane then goes to the top rope, hits what I would call one of the coolest elbows ever. The height that she gets on this elbow is nuts. Kairi Sane, of course, defeating Tessa Blanchard to move on to the second round. Now, I'm only going to talk about the first round because that's literally all I saw. You guys know who won the Mae Young Classic. I will say, although Kairi Sane was the favorite to win, I'm not going to give away any spoilers. My pick to actually win the whole thing was Mia Yim. Seeing her in TNA, definitely getting some moves and inspiration from Gail Kim, a great women's wrestler in her own right. Did okay in the WWE, did much better in TNA, became TNA Hall of Famer. Unfortunately, Mia Yim does not make it to the finals and does not win. That about wraps it up for this week. I know it sounded kind of dodgy, kind of whatever. Got a few kind of problems going on, but I decided I would get this episode out anyways. Let me know what are some of your favorite matches. From the Mae Young Classic. From the whole tournament. Who was your pick to win? Who really, surprised you in the tournament? To me, Piper Niven. One of the ones that really surprised me, made it all the way to the third round before losing to Toni Storm. Do not judge a book by its cover. Piper Niven being a bigger lady, I kind of didn't think she would fit the WWE's mold, that kind of thing. But she proved us all wrong. Well, she proved me wrong, anyways. A great, excellent wrestler in her own right. Check out her stuff in ICW. An amazing, amazing wrestler. Well, that about wraps it up for this week. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you had as much fun listening to me as I did talking to you. Be sure to follow me on social media at facebook.com/Terry Koss Show Podcast and on Twitter at Cheeto Koss. That's CheetoKoss. As always, if you saw a cool match, feel free to send me a link. If you hear a cool theme song, feel free to send me a link. If you are listening and you kind of like this, hit the like button, share this as much as you can. The more ears we can get on this podcast, definitely the better. I will be back next week with another episode. Excuse me, the Terry Koss Show. Can't believe we made it this far already. 20 episodes. Kind of neat. Looking back on it, first episodes were, I'll admit the first few episodes were kind of dodgy. The artwork wasn't that great, but I think I've stepped it up in terms of the artwork. Maybe not so much in audio quality, but I'm just a guy out here doing his thing, really doing his best. And this is a good platform for me to, since I've got the time now, might as well tell you a little about myself. I suffer from anxiety, got it at the age of 19. Kind of screwed up my life a little bit. I've been able to get it under control. Also suffer from obsessive compulsive disorder. You may have heard in the last few episodes me having a bit of marbles in my mouth or stuttering. That is due to the medication that I am taking. It is getting better. I have started doing DDP yoga. I'm a bit of a chunkier dude, so I figured, you know what, if those people can do it, I can do it. I found it's really, really good, low impact. The price, to get in is a bit much, but it's definitely worth it. DDP with this thing, low impact. People have gotten great results from all walks of life. Whether losing weight or gaining mobility, or lengthening their life. That's what I was trying to say. Sorry, I'm a little kind of out of it this week, so that's why this one has seemed a bit, what shall we say, dodgy. Be sure to subscribe. I'll try and do this podcast every week. If not, it'll at least be every 2 weeks. I know I did take a bit of time off, but that is explained in the episode 19. I'd like to thank you for tuning in, and for Terry Koss, I've been Terry Koss. I'll see you next week.